everyone. We're going to be doing the classic mat repertoire. So this is where we just flow through the exercises, the order that Joseph Pilates developed the mat to be done. I will probably be leaving out some of the exercises where you would have your spine in a lot of flexion with weight on it. For example, legs going overhead. We might do a couple of them, but some of them I may leave out. So let's go ahead and just do a couple warm-ups. We're going to bring our hands behind us, bottoms of the feet together. Just my classic warm-up through the hip joint, just lifting and dropping one knee at a time. And just let it bounce. Try not to control the dropping. Once you get comfortable, you can pick up the pace if it feels okay for your hip joint. And we'll go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring one knee over to the other and open it in the middle. Close and open, close and open. Push your hands into the floor. Kind of pull the shoulder blades back for this one so that you don't slide forward. It'll help you stay in one spot. Let's start to pick up our pace if that feels good for your body, and make sure you get the opening in the middle. Open, open, open. 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center, bring the right foot in front, grab your foot in your shin. Using your arms, you're going to pull yourself forward and arch your back. Use your arms to help you do that. And then we're going to roll to the back of the sit bones as we round the spine, feeling the shoulder blades pull apart. And then inhale forward again. Exhale back. 3 more times. 2, just warming up the spine. 1 more. Dive over the legs, start to straighten your spine, lengthening the crown of your head away from your tail. Deep breath in, exhale, restack your spine all the way back up. We're gonna take the right arm up and over, left arm up and over. Coming back to center, switch legs, grab the foot in the shin, use your arms, pull yourself forward, and round back again. Inhale forward, exhale back. 3 more. 2, so again, just creating some movement through our spine before we get started. Dive over the legs, start to lengthen the crown of your head away from your tail so you feel that stretch in the back of the left hip. Deep breath in, exhale, restack your spine all the way back up. Left arm up and over. And right arm up and over. And we're gonna go ahead and come up facing our mat lengthwise. Grab the backs of the legs and roll down right into 100s today. So let's work in neutral. You have your teacup balanced. We're going to bring both legs to tabletop, feet together, knees apart. So that way when we go to extend our legs, we're in our turned out position. Tuck chin and chest, curl up into your ab prep, making sure you're staying in neutral so we still have a little space open between the low back and the mat. Curl deeper so your belly button sink in. Keep your legs here or extend them out, and let's pump those arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, navel to the spine. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Really feel like you're wrapping the backs of the legs together. 30. 40, the whole arm pulsing. 50. 60. 70, look at the belly button right at the top of the thighs. 80, 90, 100, and rest. Just roll your body side to side, deep breath in and out. And then we're going to extend our legs down to the bottom corners of the mat. Staying in neutral, we'll take the arms overhead for the roll up. Press your body into the floor, arms come up, the toes are pointed. Reach through your toes as you roll up through the spine. Flex the feet, stretch past the feet. Nice big stretch today. Scoop and roll back down, flexing your feet so your heels are reaching in the opposite direction of your abs. Nice deep breath in, arms go overhead, point the toes, press the body into the floor. Exhale, arms come up and roll back up. Flex the feet, big stretch forward. We're going to do this 3 more times. So remember, the breathing never stops. Inhaling, stretch. Exhaling, rolling down. Inhaling, stretch. Exhaling, rolling up. One more time. And we're going to end by rolling down onto the mat. Arms at the side of the body, bend the knees, place your feet flat on the mat. We're going to imprint the low spine and bring our legs to tabletop. Now the next exercise in the repertoire is the roll over. So we're going to prep it by doing some hip lifts, and then we are going to do the rollover today. So this is an exercise where you're putting weight on your spine in flexion. So this modification can be done if you can't quite do the rollover yet. So from here, we're in imprint. We're going to just lift the hips up and down, kind of rolling through the spine 10 times. So you can think knees to shoulders or knees to nose. Since our ankles are crossed, the knees are open, so it's more like knees to shoulders or ears. And you're keeping your head and your shoulder blades on the mat as your hips roll up and down. 2 more times here. Well, that's a really nice modification, so you can feel free to do the rollover, try it. If it doesn't quite happen for you today, just go back to this exercise. We're going to take the legs straight up to the ceiling, pointing the toes. You're going to think about reaching your legs up, which deepens your imprint, to go over. We're bringing the legs over our head so our spine is in flexion. Make sure that your weight is on your shoulder blades, not on your neck. We're going to open the legs hip width apart and flex the feet. Make sure your knees and toes are looking down. And then we're going to scoop and roll back down, leading with our pubic bone, one bone at a time, keeping the shoulder blades and head on the floor. When our hips touch the mat, legs up to the ceiling, we're going to bring the legs together, point the toes, lift the legs up to go over. Open hip width at the part, flex the feet. As we lead back with the pubic bone to roll down, you're sending your heels in the opposite direction. When you do that, you'll feel your head lengthen away from your body. Legs together, point the toes, lift up to go over. We're going to do this 3 more times. So 5 and 10 are the magic number today. 2 more times, again, up to go over, so you feel that deepen contraction through the core, and that's what actually gives you that lift to bring those legs overhead. 1 more time, lift up to go over. Open the legs, flex the feet, keep reaching your heels in the opposite direction as you pull your pubic bone back down towards the floor. We're going to bring the legs together, point the toes, bend the knees, and take the left leg out. Give your right knee a nice little hug in towards your body. And then we're going to take our right leg over, up to the ceiling, arms out to the side. Cross your midline right into single leg circles. We're going to do 5 each way, which equals 10 total today. So we're letting the hip come off the mat. Think about reaching through your legs so far that you're trying to touch the walls and the ceiling. 1 more this direction. Inhale for half that circle. Exhale for the other half. Let's reverse it. Hip comes off the mat, not the shoulder blade. Use those obliques to pull the hip back and the leg just follows. Again, keep reaching through your legs so you don't get any popping in your hip. 2 more times. Reach it away. Reach it long. Last one. We're going to hug the knee in. Reach it down onto the floor. Left knee comes in. Just give it a little hug. And then again, taking the arms out to the side, palms face down. Left leg reaches up. Cross your midline. Hip comes off, but not the shoulders. Circle down, out to the side and around. Inhaling for half that circle, exhaling for the other half. 2 more times this direction. And then let's reverse that circle. Make sure the hip comes off, not the shoulder blade, and we use a little bit of our obliques to pull the leg and hip back down towards the floor. 2 more times this way. We're going to bring the left knee in, just give it a little hug. Pull the right knee in, kind of centering our body on our mat. Bringing your hands either towards your shins or ankles. You're going to keep your feet at your bottom, tuck chin to chest, curl up. Start to use a little momentum for rolling like a ball. So just like we did when we were doing our roll over, when you go back, you want your weight at your shoulder blades, not on your neck. And we're allowing our pubic bone to lead us back towards the floor and up to our balance just behind the sit bones. And this should actually feel really good on your spine. It's like a little massage. Keep your chin tucked, so look at your belly button the whole time. That way you don't accidentally give yourself whiplash. Let's do 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. We're going to place our feet on the mat, grab underneath the legs, and roll back. Hug the right knee in. Take the left leg out. We're going to try to stay in neutral again, so find that neutral placement. Lift your left leg off the floor. Tuck chin to chest, curl up. Now we're going to go into single leg stretch. So we're going to take our right hand to the right ankle, left hand to the inside of the knee. So the outside arm is going to come to the ankle of the leg. And then we're going to switch. Left hand goes to your left ankle, right hand goes to the inner part of the knee. And we're just touching, we're not pulling today. And then you're going to switch, inhale, switch, exhale. Make sure you're neutral, switch, inhale, switch, exhale. Let's double time it. Inhale for 2, exhale for 2, inhale for 2, exhale for 2. 3 more sets. Last one. And hug those knees in, roll your head side to side. And then next one is double leg straight stretch. So let's again stay in neutral, legs in tabletop, tuck chin and chest, curl up. We're going to place our hands just underneath the knees and stay in that curl. So try to keep the shoulder blades and the head off the mat, looking at your belly button. On our inhale, we're going to take the legs out and arms overhead, trying to stay in our curl and keep your teacup balanced. Exhale, circle the arms and pull your knees back in. Let's do this 4 more times. Inhale, stretch. Exhale in. 3 more. 2 more, nice and slow. We're only doing 5. 1 more. And rest. Let's roll our whole body side to side. If you feel any tension in your neck, you can also add a little movement through your head, maybe turning it in the opposite direction of your body. And we're going to take our legs, extend them down to the bottom corners of the mat. We're going to do a roll up for spine stretch forward. So reaching the arms overhead, pointing the toes, press the body into the floor. Arms come up, tuck chin to chest, and exhale, roll all the way up. Flexing your feet. Nice stretch. As we're stretching, let's start to move the glutes out of the way. And we're going to restack our spine all the way back up. Now from here, you want your shoulders over your hips. So if your hamstrings are tight, sometimes they'll pull you into kind of this type of position where you're rounded. Just bend the knees a little bit to release those hamstrings. It'll help your hip flexors so that you can stay right on the sharpest points of the sit bones and keep your shoulders over your hips, all right? So we're going to keep that even weight through our tail. We're going to try to stay in neutral. So that means we want to resist that kind of motion through the low spine, through the pelvis. So you're going to stay right on the sharpest points of your sits bones. And we're going to take the arms overhead today to make it more challenging. Shoulders down. Now for spine stretch forward, we want to engage here first. I want you to think about scooping up and in through your core. And then we're going to exhale round through the upper part of our back, staying right on the sit bones. You think about reaching forward through your feet as you pull your abs up and over, almost like there's a ball here. You're going up and over that ball. Really flex the feet so you feel that stretch through your spine.
and then restack one bone at a time, keeping your biceps by your ears. Let's do that again. Scoop and exhale. Flex the feet. Big stretch through the spine today. Inhale, restack. Think about getting a little taller. And again, exhale, scoop and over. Reach forward. Pull those abs back as you're reaching forward. Flex your feet. Inhale, restack. One more time. Exhale, scoop and over. Shoulders down. Big stretch. Restack all the way back up. We're going to go ahead and lower the arms down. Scoop just to the back of the sit bones. Point the toes and bring our legs up, grabbing the ankles. The next exercise is open leg rocker. So it's like rolling a ball, but it's slower because the legs will be open. This is a, you can have your legs here as a modified version if you'd like. All right, just try to keep your knees kind of in the shape of the letter V. And then if you want to do the full one, we're going to take the legs up. So now your whole leg looks like a V. So we're back to the sit bones, or back to the back of the sit bones, lift through the head and upper back. And then you're going to lean back with your pubic bone as you roll back. And then exhale, really use that exhale to roll up. And if you get stuck like I did, no big deal. Go back again and use that exhale to come up. Find your balance by lifting your upper back. And let's try it again. Scoop to roll back. Scoop to come up. Lift through the upper back 3 more times. Scoop to roll back. Scoop to roll up. So it's like that same scoop sensation that you had for the last exercise, the spine stretch forward. Scoop to roll back. Scoop to roll up. 2 more times. Sorry if I added on another one. I kind of lost count, I'll be honest. 1 more time. Exhale. And scoop to come up. We're going to bend the knees, extend the legs down. Let's actually bend the knees, feet on the mat, grab the backs of your legs, and roll down for a corkscrew. So I'm going to actually face the camera this way. Hopefully you guys can see me all right. That way you can kind of see what's happening with my legs. So we're going to bring our arms down to the side of our body, pull the shoulder blades back onto the mat. Let's imprint for this one, bring the legs to tabletop, and we'll reach our legs up to the ceiling. Now we're going to allow our legs to shift to the left. So as you can see, my right leg is going to get shorter because I'm not allowing my right hip to come off the mat. I'm pulling that back. So all we're doing is a little abduction in the left hip and abduction in the right hip. We're going to then take the legs down only as far as you can keep your imprint. And as they switch to the other side, your left leg gets shorter and the right leg is longer because you're trying to keep that left hip on the mat. We're going to end with both legs up to the ceiling again in center. Let's go switch it. So we go to the right, left leg gets shorter because the left hip's on the mat. Little oval, it's more like an oval, not a circle. Up the other side, right leg gets shorter. And as you bring your legs back to center, the legs are the same length, hopefully. All right, let's go ahead and go to the left again. And we're focusing on keeping our whole spine and pelvis on the mat. So really all we're doing is shifting in the hip joint. Again, we're doing adduction and abduction at the hip. The hips don't move, so it's in the hip joint that this happens. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Hug the knees in, roll to one side, push yourself up for soft. So we're going to open our legs a little bit wider than our mat, nice and tall through the spine, right on the sharpest points of the sits bones. Take the arms out, melt the front of the ribs down, make sure you're not flaring, and really flex your feet. We're going to rotate to the left, nice and tall through your spine. Keeping the right hip on the mat, you're going to reach across like you're trying to saw off your left pinky toe, looking at your back hand, and we're going to saw 3 times. 1, 2, 3, restack your spine in that rotation. So stay to the left and then rotate back to center. Let's do that to the right. Get a little taller as you rotate. Now reach across like you're gonna saw off your right pinky toe, anchoring that left hip to the mat. Look at your back hand and reach forward. 1, little saw motion. 2, 3, restack the spine on that twist and come back to center. A little taller, rotate and reach. Pulse. 1, 2, 3, restack the spine and back to center. Rotate and reach. Pulse. 1, 2, 3, restack the spine, back to center. One more time each way, everybody. So you feel that really nice stretch through the hip and low spine as you reach across and saw. 2, 3, restack the spine, come back to center and rest. We're gonna bend the knees, cross the ankles, roll over the feet and the knees, and come into a lying down position on our stomach. Now we're going to do swan dive. I will build this one up from a modified version or a simplified version into the full swan dive today. We'll do 5 because that's the magic number. So we're going to place our hands right underneath our shoulders. Legs are going to be in turnout, hip width apart. Lengthen the tailbone to the heels. What that will feel like is that you are pressing your hips into the mat, and then it'll feel like your belly button is pulling up and in. We're going to lift the heart up. All right, now from here, we're going to keep our heart lifted. Make sure you're not crunching the back of your neck by looking forward. So you want the back of the neck long in alignment with the rest of your back. Lift the belly more and lift your legs. So we're kind of trying to mimic the shape of the bottom of a rocking horse. In this position, we're going to use our arms to push ourselves up. So we rock up and then bend the elbows gently to rock down. So as the chest lifts, the legs will lower. And as the chest lowers, legs will lift. But it happens because you're staying in that rocking horse shape. So this is a nice modification here. Let's release and catch to make it a little harder. So at the top, you'll release and then catch, push yourself up. And you can pause a little bit at the top here. Now see if you can reach out, palms up, and then catch. Reach out, palms up, and then catch. One more time like that, and then full swan dive 5 times if you want. And hands underneath the shoulders, push yourself into a shell stretch. So we want to round out the spine here. 1 deep breath in and out. And then we're going to come all the way back onto our stomach. For this one, we're going to do single leg and double leg kick. So shoulders or elbows right under the shoulders. You can put your palms nice and wide on the floor. And just like our swan dive, we're going to lengthen the tailbone to the heels here, but keep the heart lifted. So as you do that, don't allow that to happen in your upper body. You want to keep your heart lifted as you lengthen. So there's just an engagement through the core, even though your abdominals are lengthened. Now legs are going to be hip width apart and in parallel. So we want the toes and knees looking down. We're going to bend the right knee with a pointed toe. You're going to pulse the heel towards your butt without your butt coming up like so. So we're going to keep the hips on the mat. Pulse it to your bottom 1 time. Flex the foot, pulse it again. Point the toe, lower it back down. We're going to do that on the left with a pointed toe, bend the knee, pulse your heel towards your bottom. 1, flex, 2, point as you reach it away. Let's try to smooth that out on the right. We're going to point, flex, point as we reach it away. Left side, point, flex, point as you reach it away. The breathing is an exhale, exhale, inhale, lengthen. Exhale as you pulse, inhale, lengthen. Keep the core engaged, chest lifted. Now double leg, so a little bit harder. Really keep those abs lifted. Here we go. Pulse, pulse, Inhale, lengthen. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. And rest in our shell stretch again to round the spine from being in an extension. 1 deep breath in and out. Restacking the spine all the way back up. We're going to cross the ankles, roll over the feet and the knees for neck pull. I love this one. It feels so good. And I'll give you a modification with the arms for the first one if you need it to help you roll up. So we're going to flex the feet, reaching the feet down to the bottom corners of the mat. We're going to take the hands, lace them together, bring them behind the head, the base of the skull. Ribs down, you're on the sharpest points of sit bones. You want to feel that nice lift through your spine. And we're going to keep that lift as we lean back. When you can't lean back anymore, you're going to lean back with your pubic bones, scoop, and roll down, keeping your feet flexed. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine on the mat, point the toes. Modification, reach the arms up, just like your roll up, you're going to roll up. The weight of your arms will help you as you flex your feet. Bring your hands behind your head, the base of the skull again. Find the sharpest points of the sits bones. Keep flexing the feet. Now, as you restack your spine, I want you to press your head into your hands and your hands into your head. So you get your neck pull, your neck stretch. And again, lean back. Exhale, scoop, roll back, pointing the toes. Deep breath in, exhale up. Flex the feet, stretch over. So big stretch through the spine and the legs. Now start to restack your spine, pressing your head into your hands and your hands into your head. Deep breath in, chin is the last thing to lift. Lean back, scoop, roll back. Point the toes, deep breath in. Exhale up. Flex the feet, big stretch over. Now as you restack your spine, press your head into your hands and your hands into your head. We're only going to do 3 of those today because it's a very deep stretch and it is a lot of work on the abs. So let's save those for some more ab exercises. We're going to bend the knees, place the feet on the mat, grab underneath the legs, and roll back. Next one is scissors and then bicycle. So we're going to take the left leg out, right leg up, grab a hold of any part of your leg that allows you to keep your legs straight, tuck chin to chest and curl up. Let's work an imprint here. That way you'll feel like you get a deeper stretch through the legs. You'll feel like they'll get apart more. And we're going to pulse the legs away 2 times and then switch. Exhale, exhale, inhale, switch. So I want you to think about anchoring down through the hip of the leg that's down, because you want to feel as though your hips are cemented to the floor. Your body should not be wobbling around here. For more of a challenge, you can bring your arms to the side and keep those pulses going. 2 more sets. Last one. And rest. Roll your body side to side. Maybe add the oppositional head movement if you feel any tension in your neck. So our next one is bicycle. We're going to do, let's do 6 because we'll do the reverse. So we'll do 3, one direction, so 6 each side, and then 3 reversing it. So it equals out to be 12 today because we got to do both ways. All right, hands behind the head at the base of the skull. We're going to stay in imprint for this one. Reach your legs up to the ceiling, tuck chin and chest, and curl up. Elbows slightly in. I'm going to have you bend your right knee. You're going to reach it out. Now, from here, we're going to bend the left knee. And then as you reach your left leg out, you're going to pick your right leg straight up. And again, bend the right knee. As you reach your right leg out, you're going to pick your left leg straight up. So it's kind of like threading a needle almost. Bend, reach. So it's that part at the top where both legs are stretching away. The last one, reverse it. You're going to bend your left knee. As you pull the knee in, your right leg lowers and then stretch that left leg up. Bend the right knee, pull your right knee in, lower the left leg, stretch the right leg up. Bend the left knee. As you pull the knee in, reach the right leg down, stretch the left leg up. And then right, left, one more right, and rest. A lot of work holding up into that crunch position. So just roll side to side, add your oppositional head movement, deep breath in and out. Feet on the mat, we're going to do 3 bridges. So deep breath in to prepare, shoulder blades against the mat. On your exhale, imprint the low spine. We're going to roll up into a bridge. Let's take our arms overhead today. Inhale to stay. Exhale, soften and roll down, bringing our arms back to the side of our body. Inhaling, prepare. Exhaling, imprint, rolling back up into your bridge. Inhale to stay. Exhale, soften and roll down. One more time. We'll keep our bridge very simple today. Extend your legs down, reach the arms overhead, and exhale, roll up for spine stretch. So we're going to bring our feet again to the bottom corners of the mat, nice and tall through your spine. We're going to bring our arms out to the spine, out to the side like the letter T. We're going to rotate to the right, keeping the arms there. So don't allow the left arm to come in like that. Keep them straight out to the side. You're rotating from here. We're going to do 3 pulses as we deepen our twist. 2, 3. Inhale back to center. Get a little taller. Exhale to the left. Keep those arms still. And pulse. 1, 2. Get taller. 3. Inhale back to center. And to the right. Anchor through both hips. Shift even weight on your hips as you're doing your rotation. To the left. I do an exhale, quick little inhale, and then 3 pulsing exhales. Inhaling back to center, 1 more each way. One more right and then left. Last one. And come back to center. And lower the arms, relax the legs a little bit, kind of shake them out. All right, we're going to bend the knees, hands underneath the legs, and roll back. The next exercise is jackknife, so we're going to prep it just like the roll over. Imprint, legs to tabletop, cross the ankles, and then cross them the other way. And let's do our hip rolls for 10. 9, shoulder blades and head stay on the floor. Think knees to ears or knees to shoulders. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and a quick little rest. So there's a nice modification for your jackknives today. Let's go into jackknife. We're going to take the legs up to the ceiling in imprint. Just like the roll over, you're going to lift up to go over. On your jackknife, the jackknife part is that you're going to balance at the top of the shoulder blades. Make sure you're not on your neck. And you're thinking bottom of the ribs to the hips, so our spine is in flexion. We're going to keep this closed, so bottom of the ribs to the hips. You're going to start to engage your glutes to open up the hip joint. So I'm opening up here, but not here. When you can't go anymore, you're going to soften and roll down, keeping your shoulder blades and head on the mat until your hips are down and your legs are up. Now, if you want a harder variation, stay in imprint. You can add a lower and a lift with the legs. Only as low as you can keep your imprint, and then lift up to go over. Stay in spinal flexion and open up the hip joint. Now try to keep the hip joint open as you roll down. So that makes it a little harder. Try to keep your head and your shoulders on the mat. When your hips hit the mat, the legs are up. If you want to add that lift and lower, we'll just do one more today. Lift up to go over. Balance. Stretch those legs up. Now see if you can keep the hip open as best you can. As you roll down, it'll make it harder for your back and your abs. We'll add one more lift, lower lift. And then hug the knees in and kind of roll side to side. And the oppositional head movement. And then we'll go ahead and roll all the way onto our left side, coming up onto our forearm for side kicks. All right, so we're gonna bring our feet down to the bottom corners of the mat. Your bottom shoulder, make sure that shoulder stays back. Do not allow it to come forward because you can actually injure the short head of your bicep. So we're gonna make sure that shoulder stays back. You can also do these here on your arm. It's a little easier for the shoulder, all right? So lift through the bottom ribs. If you're on your arm, you're gonna lift through your natural waist. So you have a little mouse house here. If you're up on your elbow, it's more like a little puppy house. A little puppy can run through. Bottom foot, and keep it here, or bend the knee, turn it in or turn it out, flex the foot and just kind of push onto the toes. It's gonna make it harder to hold your little puppy house. We're gonna take our top leg, lift it up hip width, flex the foot, swing it forward, 2 kicks forward, 1, 2, they're like little pulses. We're gonna point the toe as you pass your bottom leg, turn it out, and then reach it to the back corner of your room. So a nice big stretch and opening through your hip. Make sure the shoulder stays back and down. Flex the foot, swing forward, 2 pulses. Inhale, stretch it back. 5's the magic number for these. 2 more. 1 more. Beautiful, bend the knees. We're gonna go to the other side. So again, on the forearm, get your bottom leg where you want it. Bottom shoulder stays back. Lift your mouse house or puppy house. Take your top leg, lift it up, flex the foot, swing it forward, 2 pulses. Inhale, reach it back. Let your top hip come forward as you do that to get a nice stretch. And then again. 2 more. We're gonna bend the knees, push ourselves up, kind of turning around. I like to be facing this way for some reason. So you guys could just lie down your mat any old which way. And we're gonna go into teasers. We're gonna work up, feet on the mat, legs and tabletop into our full teaser today. So feet on the mat, legs together or hip width, arms at your side, palms face up, getting ready for our teasers. Your feet should be away from your body here. Tuck chin and chest, we're gonna curl the head and shoulders off the mat. Start to lift the arms up like you're reaching towards your knees. Now lengthen your tailbone to your heels. So you're going into that imprint. You're tipping that teacup towards your belly button. And then we're gonna roll through that low spine to come up. Try to keep the legs together. Find the sharpest points of your sits bones and reach those arms overhead so you feel that lift through your mid back. Roll back down. We're gonna do 1 more here. Exhale up. Inhale, stack your spine, reach those arms up. Exhale down. Now we're going to bring our legs to tabletop, low spine and imprint. Same thing. Exhale, tuck chin and chest rolling up. Start to reach through your arms. You're going to come just to the back of the sit bones. Try to lift those feet up. Keep your balance as you lift your arms. As we float the arms back down, we're going to lead back with our pubic bone and roll down until we're on the mat again. Stay in imprint. 1 more time there. Quick little rest with the bottoms of the feet together. Deep breath in and out. Just let your heart rate come down a little bit from doing those. All right, extend your legs down for full teasers, and we'll just do 2 today. Again, tuck chin and chest. We're going to curl the head and shoulders off the mat. Lengthen through your tailbone. When you do that, the legs will come up and then keep rolling up as you lift your legs straight up. If your hammies are tight, just bend the knees a little bit here. And then as you start to lower down, you can straighten the legs. When your low spine's on the mat, the legs are down. And then we lower the rest of the body. One more time. Exhale, rolling up. Tip that teacup towards you. The legs will pop up and lift. You're resisting the legs, making you arch your back. So really pull in through those abs. And bottoms of the feet together. Let your heart rate come down. Everything is working in those. So nice job, everybody. One deep breath in and out together. Bring the legs to one side. Push yourself up for a hip twist. We're going to do our hip twist on our elbows today. Collarbones wide, palms facing down. You want to make sure you're not kind of rounding towards the mat like this. So we're going to lengthen. You want a nice long neutral spine. Keep the shoulders down, and we're going to take our legs up. Now hip twist, your legs stay the same distance or the same length, and you are actually allowing your hips to twist. So as our legs go to the left, the right hip comes off. We make a big circle down. As we go to the other side, the left hip comes off, and we meet in center, and then we reverse it. So unlike the corkscrew, we're actually rotating from here, right? The shoulders stay stable. The corkscrew, the shoulders and hips were staying stable. One more each way. Inhale, exhale, sorry, one more each way now. To the left. One time as you bring your legs up, don't let your body sink down to the floor. One more time. Bottoms of the feet together. Just push yourself into a quick hip or a quick butterfly stretch to release your hips. And then we're going to cross our ankles, roll over the feet and the knees for swimming. So we're going to go right into swimming today. No prepping it, but you guys know what to do. If you need to slow down, slow down. Lift the chest, lengthen the tailbone to the heels. Legs can be in turnout. Lift the legs and the arms, and we're going to swim. So your hips will feel like they're cemented to the floor. If you feel wobbly, slow down. You want opposite arm and leg working together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, and 4, and 2 more sets. Navel pulls up. Reach everything out. Lower down and shelf stretch. So always wanting to round our spine again after doing extension. All right. Cross the ankles or just roll to one side. We're going to do leg pull front. I don't normally do this one, so just have fun with it. We're only going to do 4 on each side, and then we'll do leg pull back. So fingertips face you. Make sure your hands are as wide as your shoulders. Pull the shoulders back. Zip up your abs. So imagine a zipper from your pubic bone all the way up. You're going to zip that up. We're going to press the hips up. Keep looking at your feet or your hips. Without dropping the hips, we're going to take our right leg up, flex the foot, lower down for 4. Keep that right hip up as you lower the leg. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze those legs together, lower the hips back down. Now we got to do the left side. Pull those shoulders back, lift the hips or lift the core, lift your hips. Without dropping the left hip, you're going to lift the leg, flex the foot, lower it back down, keep that left hip up. Point lift, right knee and toes looking forward. Point lift, relax lower. One more time. And slowly lower the hips. We're going to give our knees a hug in towards our body, rounding the spine. Deep breath in and out. Cross the ankles, roll over your feet and your knees, come into a plank position for leg pull back. So the same thing happens with our feet and our legs, but we're going to be in a nice plank now. Squeeze the legs together, flex the feet. We're going to lift our right leg up, point the toe, lift, flex, lower, point, lift, flex, lower, shoulders down, head lifted. Just Feel the back of the body working one more time. Replace the right foot, left leg, point, lift, flex, lower. Inhale, exhale. And last time, go ahead and bend the knees. Come into a kneeling position. Let your heart rate come down a little bit. Whew. When everything works, gets that heart rate up. It's really good. We're going to take our arms out to the side for side kick kneeling. Switch your weight onto the left leg. Extend the right leg out and come down onto the left hand. So making sure this hip isn't back, we want to really push it forward. When we do our kicks, make sure this leg doesn't start to move around like that. It's going to stay put. Top elbow, we're going to bend it, place the hand behind the head. Lift your top leg up, flex the foot, swing it forward, 2 kicks. Inhale, reach it back, just like we did on our forearm. 3 more. 2 more. Good, everybody, keep going. One more time. Bend the knee, reach the right arm up, slowly come up, arms out to the side. Switching your weight to your right. Left leg reaches out, we're gonna bend that elbow. Again, make sure the hips aren't here. You wanna push the hips forward. Left leg lifts, kick it forward, 2 pulses. Inhale, reach it back, 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Bend the knee, reach your top arm up, come all the way back up to your kneeling position. We're going to go ahead and sit down on our left hip, legs to the right. Bottom foot, you're going to place it behind the top foot. Top knee, our right knee is rotated up to the ceiling. This shoulder is going to stay down for side bends. Make sure your feet are away from you. The first side bend will keep our knee down for a low lever side bend, which is slightly easier balance-wise. So you can stay there for the remaining 2 if you want, or I'll do an advanced version for the remaining 2 where you squeeze the legs together. Palm faces up on the right hand, just rest on the knee. Take an inhale, we're going to come up, lifting the hips, pushing the hips forward, and then exhale, side bend over your mat. Inhale, lengthen back out to your side plank. Slowly lower down, a lot of work through the shoulder, so just like we did with our leg kicks, you want to keep the shoulder back. Inhaling up, if you want to do the advanced, curl the bottom toes under. You're going to squeeze the inner thighs together. Exhale, arch over your mat. Inhale, lengthen out. Bend the knees, slowly come down. One more time. Inhale, up and over, right into it. Exhale, back and down. Shake out your wrist. And let's do the other side. So again, bottom foot behind the top foot. The shoulder's going to stay strong, so it's going to stay back and down. All right, inhale, push the hips forward. Come into a little low lever side plank. Exhale, arch over your mat. Inhale, back to your side plank. Exhale, slowly lower down. And then pass through, curling the back toes under. Squeeze those thighs together. Arch over. The squeezing of the thighs together that help with the balance. One more time, all the way into it. Inhale. Exhale. Good job. Shake out the wrists. I'm going to skip boomerang. That would be the next one in the repertoire. But we're going to skip that today because we already did 2 exercises where we had our body weight on our spine and flexion. So we'll skip that. We'll revisit it another day when we do classic or flow. I might throw it in there for flow. We'll see. So we're going to do crab, not crab, but seal. So you're going to take your hands to the inside of the legs, wrap around so your hands are at your ankles, and then scooting to the back of the sit bones, you're going to bring your legs up, toes together. So my elbows are kind of hooked just above my knee, the pit of my knee, shoulders back and down. Like rolling like a ball or open leg rocker, we're going to roll. So looking at your pubic bone, we're going to scoop, leading back through that, roll back, come right back up, balance. And again, I do exhale, quick inhale, exhale, inhale as I balance. Now the seal part comes in. You're going to tap your toes 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Hold your spinal flexion at the bottom, balance. 1, 2, 3. Exhale up. 1, 2, 3. Exhale down. 1, 2, 3. One more. And coming all the way up, just bring the knees together. Nice job. So I'm going to, it should feel good because you're kind of holding that balance. You're getting that nice stretch through your low back. I'm going to skip crab, which is the next exercise, only because if you're not spotted in this one, depending on, you know, if you're familiar with it, it just puts a lot of pressure, has the potential to put a lot of pressure on the cervical spine. So we're going to skip that just because it is one that I'd rather do in more of a one-on-one setting with people to make sure they're not putting pressure on their cervical spine, a lot of pressure. So we are going to do rocking instead, and we'll do a modified version before we do the full. So lying down on your stomach, head turned to one side. We're going to start to lengthen the tailbone to the heels. Your legs can be turned out if you want for the modified version or just in parallel. And we're going to lift the chest, turning the head to center. Pull the shoulders back, start to lift your arms, thumbs face down. Lengthen your tailbone more and then pick your legs up. We're just going to hold. And then slowly lowering down, turning your head to the other side. So that's the modified version for rocking. We're going to bend the knees for full rocking. Grab your feet or your ankles. And you're going to kind of push your heels towards your bottom. Make sure your knees don't go out to the side yet. So right now we should be feeling a stretch in our quads. We're going to lengthen the tailbone to the heels so you deepen that stretch. Start to lift the chest, turn the head to center, pull the shoulders back. And then we're going to push our feet into our hands and our hands into our feet. And then you're going to start to rock using your diaphragm. So I'm just doing a little push out to rock myself back. And then I'm sinking my abdominals in to rock forward. Hold. Slowly lower down, turn your head to the other side and rest. Nice little massage for our internal organs there. We're going to bring our hands underneath the shoulders. Push yourselves back into a shell stretch again. So we just did extension. We want to do flexion to counteract that. Deep breath in and out together. And we're going to restack our spine. The next one in the repertoire is control balance, but again, I'm skipping that one because it is an exercise like the rollover and jackknife and boomerang where your spine's in flexion and you're putting the weight of your body on the spine. So we already did 2, so we're going to leave out boomerang, crab, and control balance today. All right, the last one in our repertoire is push-ups. We are going to do the Pilates push-ups today. We're going to do a set of 6. Sorry, let's stick with my magic number 5 today. So let's do a set of 5. Take a quick break. One more set of 5. Pilates push-ups is you lower down for a count of 3. And then we push up for a count of 3. When we do the count, make it smooth so you're not going 1, 2, 3. You're actually going 1, 2, 3. So you keep moving as the count is happening. Feel free to do these on the knees, cross the ankles. Front of the hip is open so you're in a low lever plank, or curl the toes under, pop up into your full plank. Here we go, lower down, 1, 2, 3, up, 2, elbows look slightly to the side, down, 2, 3, up, exhale, 2, 3, inhale, 2, 3, 2 more times as you go to push yourself up. Really lift through your core. 1 more. Bring the knees down. We're going to rest in a flat back position, reaching the arms forward so you get a nice release through your shoulders. Deep breath in and out. We're going to find our plank position again. I'm going to do my second set on my knees. You guys feel free to do it in your plank again or join me in a low lever plank. Bringing the hips forward, crossing the ankles, shoulders back. Remember the elbows go slightly out to the side. Here we go. Down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale. Keep your head lifted. Inhale. 2 more. 1 more. Let's rest in our flat back position, feet together, knees wide, and just sit the heels back so you get that nice stretch through your shoulders. Deep breath in and out. And restacking the spine here. Nice and tall. Chin is going to be the last thing to lift. Thank you everybody so much for joining me in our classic flow class. So we basically went through the whole repertoire the way Joseph Pilates developed it. And the exercises we left out today were boomerang, crab, and control balance. So I hope to see you again soon.